Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad Krishna Prabhu.
Haribo, Haribo, Haribo.
Haribo. Happy to see you.
Yes. So finally you have spring there, huh?
Say Jai Maharaj. Today is third day, no cool. Soon, very happy. Are you? And you?
Everything is good, Prabhu. Good. You all look very happy.
Huh?
You all look very happy.
Que no entiende, ¿eh? No, ¿dónde está Maharaja?
You are molto bene.
We are very happy, yes. Ya no, inhale. Aquí.
25 grados, ¿ya? 25.
Cupolini, what do you call? This
Cupolini.
Hat.
Yeah. Now is 35 grad.
That's right. Okay. Tomorrow Easter. No Easter?
Maharaj, one moment. Today in the garden on the house, today flower, beautiful. One moment, I could for you, please. One moment.
That the dog there?
The garden.
Lakshmi?
Lakshmi. Yes, Lakshmi. Mira, Lakshmi. Mira, Lakshmi.
How do you say Easter? Pascual or?
Cumpleaños de Jesus Christ.
No.
Sí.
Sí, yes.
Easter Sunday.
Pascua?
Sí, yes. Sí, yes. Today?
Mañana.
Pascua.
Pascua?
Pascua, resurrection de Jesucristo. Yes. In the Spain is very Catholic.
Yes.
Spain is very
Catholic.
Sí, aquí.
Catholic.
Sí. Catholic. In Spain, very much Catholics.
Representación,
Cathedrals.
sí, aquí
Church.
de Cristo, de la muerte.
De Jesucristo.
What is that
for you? Beautiful.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
Camellia.
The name is camellia. Flower. Camellia.
Okay. Camellia means what? That's the type of flower?
Camellia.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Huh?
Thank you. Yes, it is. Muchas gracias.
Today in the garden, camellia.
Hare Krishna.
In Spain, hoy es
Sí, ya lo he dicho.
festival
Sí.
with Son Jesus Christ.
That's right, yes. Today,
This country is Catholic.
yes.
Catholic. Mm.
Catholic means universal. Universal means they accept everyone, but they don't.
The name is universe, but in practice, no universe.
No.
Maharaj, we see you and Shanta Maharaj, they festival, Sri Maharaj, see you little in the YouTube, but we not connect in Zoom, but we little moment in YouTube, in online, direct.
Tirubhav, Govinda Maharaj Tirubhav.
Yes, eso fue el día que Monday, no, Monday to Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
They ago in home, cooking prasada, a little
Photos?
photo, guirnalda, prepare to Maharaj.
Garland.
Yes,
Very nice.
yes,
Oh, yes, good to remember. Govinda Maharaj.
yes, yes. Little, not
No big.
we are poor family, no very much friend, no. Aquí only the devotee.
Poor family, but big heart.
Thank you, Maharaj. All do mercy and only creed in the respect for Vaishnava. You and Shanta Maharaj, Kesha Prabhu, or friend.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Who is that? Jamie?
You know to people, Maharaj?
This I don't know, Jamie. This is the first time I'm meeting. Hare Krishna. Namaste. We can't hear you. I think you're muted.
No sound.
Your sound is muted.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right.
I don't know if this is a good angle. I'm out in the woods, so
we're in the field.
so I will. Yes. So I'm out here in Pennsylvania, Delaware area,
Okay.
and I'm here for some prototyping. That's a vision I have to try to help musicians who don't own their own music. And I'm trying to license them my IP. It's kind of a lofty goal to revolutionize the music industry worldwide, but I think that there's a lot of hurting musicians out there that have experienced some hardships and over the years that I'm trying to alleviate. Before I was kind of dazzled by the billions of dollars of revenue that would mean. Post enlightenment, I'm ready to give it away to the musicians. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to help. And so that's why I'm out here pursuing this. And then for the last year, I've been struggling to try to find where I might fit in with this new understanding that I have, and it led me to the Tibetan religions and Buddhism, and which prior to my experience, I had never contemplated much or knew much about other than reincarnation. But this validation came to me knowing a lot of different things, and it's hard for me to explain it all in one brief conversation. Obviously, some of it was joyous. Some of it was pretty scary. Either way, I've had a hard time fitting in with society and Western society, and my friends and family, who I know love me dearly. It's just that they don't understand this concept, and so I thought I would do myself a service at some point here and try to reach out and maybe establish some connections and relations with people who might understand what happened to me, and embrace this mindset that everyone is one. In a sense. I don't know how to describe it. There's been many attempts to, and fortunately, some of these teachings and the Hindu religions have helped me tremendously cope with what happened. And
To be one means to see yourself in others. See others the same as yourself. It's described in the Bhagavad Gita. Have you read Bhagavad Gita? You heard of the Bhagavad Gita?
I have.
Oh,
And
Bhagavad
to
Gita.
me, there's the real possibility that Jesus's message was lost. But that was Jesus's message, I believe,
Of course.
and that, yeah, at the point that man has put themselves between the individual and the divine, there's something that's not correct there, So I can't help but been raised in this Western philosophy, and so that's why I'm having a hard time fitting in with others that I try to explain this to, and to the point that an individual will get mad. It seems as though people have a hard enough time accepting the responsibility that they have in their own lives. When presented the fact that they're responsible for all of this, they get angry and they don't want the responsibility. And I started to understand that if I could continue, that they might want to kill me or something like they did to Jesus, and it all became pretty clear that people are in a delusion of the self, and it's hard to break through. to that.
No doubt. We have experience of that, but our process is chanting the holy name of God. Hare Krishna. By chanting the name of God, we can understand a lot of things, everything actually, and trying to encourage others to do the same. That's all. We don't try to make them understand something that's too complicated. If they have the capacity to understand the more complicated thing, very good. The more intellectual type persons. But if they can't understand, then we just request that they chant Hare Krishna and take Krishna Prasad. You know Krishna Prasad? Krishna Prasad is food that has been offered to Krishna. And we take the remnant of that. And by that process, we can purify our body, our mind, and the Maha Mantra for our soul. And in this way, we can become Krishna conscious or conscious of our spiritual being, our spiritual nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, I was going to explain to you, there's a verse that says, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. When you can understand that you are spirit and everyone is spirit, at that point you become content. Prasanatma means happy, content. You feel at home with everyone. You don't feel that anyone is foreign to you, because you know they're all spirit, whether it be a human being or an animal or whatever, whether it be a friend or enemy, they're all spirit. So once you can understand that, then you're in a different world. You're no longer in the material concept where everything is different from everything else. There's the meaning of oneness. We're all spirit. And then and that spirit is also a one in many. And that is called Krishna. Oneness is called Krishna. And the many are his different devotees, his servants.
So it seems there's many, there's different names for this, the Brahmin, that's something, so you'll have to forgive me because I'm not steeped in the Eastern religions too. I'm only trying to
Yes, well, the more general term
understand.
Brahman or spirit. Everyone understands the word spirit in a more general way, huh? So Brahman means spirit. But spirit is only a particular, a universal representation of the one, of God. It's a universal explanation, something like a thought. But God himself is more than just thought, he's a person. So if we understand the universal, Brahman, then we have to also understand the individual, which is Krishna. Maharaj, Santa Maharaja ki jai.
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 Jai, Dhanavad.
Haribo.
Happy to see you, Maharaj. Dandava. Dandava karma punya.
Yeah. Yes.
Maharaja, you're
Ananda,
muted.
¿cómo estás? Dandavad.
Don't stop.
Well, thank you for that.
That's
Yes. Well, there's study good if you are intelligent person and like to study these things. Then there's many books in the Vedic literature, many books of India that describe these things in great detail. And by reading and studying those things and practicing the sadhana, the duties that go along with trying to make yourself rise to that platform of spiritual understanding, then you can apply your intelligence to that and learn about these things. And like I said, one doesn't have to become a scholar in order to know these things, also just by chanting the holy name and taking prasad, associating with the saintly persons, then you can also develop that consciousness, become peaceful within your heart and with everyone else. So
So, so where I feel like I am today is after having this experience. It happened to me a week after, praying that Jesus would enter my heart and take away all the hate and
Yeah.
replace it with love.
Right.
And it's not that I had been raised with necessarily a really religious upbringing, with church every Sunday and all of that. So I don't necessarily like to put a name on it, like with Jesus or whatever, but I guess that's what I associated, you know what I mean, with my culture, and the difference between being raised as being separate. And that's the heartbreak. I was raised as a subject that was not qualified to be a human being until I had achieved, goodness or some type of relationship with God, and being an adult where there was a separate God who was going to judge us all, and you know what I mean. So being an individual and raised being separate from that love, and then being told you have to earn that love and deserve that love, it was a real eye-opener to undergo that experience of unconditional love. And when I came back, research had showed that because I came back thinking I was the only one this had ever happened to, and I was up there among the ranks of Jesus and Buddha and all these things. But like I said before, that I would thank God for the internet or whatever, that I was able to research and learn that I'm far from the only one that this has ever happened to, and that I'm not, God or Jesus himself, but only just a part of it. But just even knowing that, it has made a tremendous difference in my life, and in the way of politics, of divisiveness altogether, to be able to listen to both sides and realize there is no us and them. It's just a matter of opinion and the way that they perceive something, but it's really helped me in a society level to be able to look at. And actually, the biggest surprise was the love for humanity that I was cheated out of for 50 years of my life. Hit me like a ton of bricks when I prior to the Enlightenment was so upset with the government and the politics of taking place, that I hated that other side and the presidential leader. And then hereafter this Enlightenment, the fact that I love that man and have compassion for the man that I hated so dearly just 3 days prior, like I said, I just can't describe it. And that love for humanity that I never had before. But not everybody has that. Not everybody's walking around with what I might call that level of consciousness. And so, the reason I reached out is to try to find a place that I could go and maybe be among those who understand that. And it's not that I'm on a path that I need to learn it. I need to learn how to integrate that enlightenment. And what's peculiar or striking to me is that a lot of my ailments and injuries and stuff that I had been fighting for a decade or more just chronologically seem to disappear. And I really feel strongly about trying to get involved in healing, because I feel that there's a difference between wanting to know and then knowing. And I'm hoping that with the fact that, with the knowing that's where some of the healing can actually take place. But I don't know what you think about that. And as I looked at the research you're doing, I had wondered where, as a scholar, I might fall short of some of the people who have done studies there, and medically, I might fall short of those degrees. But as a test subject of somebody who understands the divinity within, that their body's behaving different and their brain's working different, and I don't know how much you study physiological aspects of consciousness and where I might be of service, but I sure would like to help in any way I could,
Okay, it sounds very nice. Sounds like you're very much near where we are trying to be also. So I think the only thing you can do now, we don't really have any place to hold people for living. But
it's not like a temple or anything where you
no,
can
we
come
don't
to
have.
practice.
Our community is pretty much online these days.
Well, even that would be a blessing.
We have, yes, we do have a temple in India. That's Shanta Maharaj, who you just saw before, the other sannyasi. He comes from Navadvip in West Bengal. We do have a big temple there and lots of devotees. Have you ever been to India? Sounds like you haven't.
No, I had a pen pal when I was a child there in New Delhi, and then over the last 5 years, I ended up becoming pretty good friends with a gentleman named Sujit over there that has helped me with some of the technical aspects of where my venture is going. And I had this conversation with Sujit, being in a Christian nation and not having any prior, attachment or knowledge spiritually, that just by knowing him and being connected to him by mind, I had wondered if if this is how the enlightenment happened. It's just that connection.
That can happen.
Yes, this is amazing. So then he was someone who I was able to talk to afterward. And I guess I did see that he seemed to find joy and comfort that someone from the West could achieve this same mindset that he knew prior, before and after.
We are all spiritual by nature, spirit souls. So that spark is within everyone. Doesn't depend upon, whether you're born in this country or that, or this race or that race. It doesn't really depend on whether you're rich or poor or anything. Within everyone is the same soul, the same connection to God there. And for some people it's covered, and for others it's uncovered, by grace from above, whatever we want to say, by the influence of another soul who has been realized, we may uncover that spark of divinity within ourselves. That's all. And then once we do, we can cultivate that. There's a process by which we have to uncover that materially conditioned soul, the consciousness. Consciousness has to be purified, has to be elevated. And as a process for doing that, India, the yoga system is there for that process to occur. But there's other systems besides yoga also in India. And we are practitioners of what we call Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is a process of love, using your heart, using your love to connect with God and with others.
That's what I think I would enjoy the most, honestly, because love is God and God is love. I mean, to me.
God So that love, that bhakti, is also a process of cultivation. You can cultivate that love. And the highest form of love is called prem. Prem means ecstatic love for God. One can come to that stage also. There's a step-by-step process given by the saints who have practiced or studied and practiced under the teachings of the Lord himself. Krishna incarnates in this world many times. You may have, I don't know how much you know, but Krishna comes in the form of Ram. He comes in the form of so many different incarnations in the Vedic literature. And recently he came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has started specifically how to practice, how to engage in the process by which we can raise our heart to the highest platform of devotional service, of devotional love of God. And we are followers of that process. So you're welcome to participate in our online community and learn some of these things. If you get a chance to pick up some of the literature or come in contact with that, we can also direct you to where you can get that and study that on your own and study that in community with the others. And this way you can also become a practitioner and hopefully accept that fully into your heart as a devotee.
Yes, and trying to study the term to be able to communicate and to
Yes,
effectively with the language
that's right.
used.
That's right.
It's very important, I think, for me
to share that with others. Yes, that's a very important part of our process also.
And after experiencing that, and being on top of that overwhelming emotion that seemed over the course of days and weeks to try to diminish and slip away, and I'm trying to hold on to that feeling. If I felt like that, of course, I don't know, I would be so unearthly. I don't know how I could actually exist around, you know what I mean? If I was at the state when I came back, the height of that love, but at the same time, as it's dissipating, I've been trying to hold on to it in ways through meditation and communing with nature or whatever, to bring back this sense. Why does it have to flee away from us?
I think if you participate, that what you have joined today is called Sangha. Sadhu-Sanga means association. Sangha means to connect with or associate with devotees, those whose lives are dedicated to that type of consciousness and holding on to that type of consciousness and developing and furthering that type of consciousness. So this is called Sangha or Sadhu-Sanga, means to associate with, to hear, two processes, to hear and to chant, to say, speak. Shravanam Kirtanam in Sanskrit. By hearing and also repeating. And we're going to do some mantras and things like that you can also participate in as best you can until you learn them by more familiarity. But anyhow, just by hearing is enough in the beginning. And then by repeating or chanting, that will also help to focus the mind. And from hearing and chanting will come remembering. And this is the stage that we call consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Always remembering Krishna. You'll be able to come to that platform. So before we get ahead of ourselves, though, we'd like you to just participate as much as you can by hearing in the class. And if you have any questions, you can also ask. Does that sound like good to you?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'd love to just sit back and
listen. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you also. So, all right. So, did Shantamars leave already?
Jaime,
Huh?
Jaime.
Yeah. Yes.
Maharaj, I'm here.
I
I'm
sent
here.
Okay.
I sent,
I have
sent
received a phone call, just I was attending that.
Okay. Also, I want to introduce then Jamie. Jamie is
Hare Krishna, Jamie.
Jamie's a musician. He's a searcher, seeking. And this is who I'm speaking with now is Shanta Maharaj. And then on the top left corner is Haryananda Prabhu and his family. And my name is Bhakti Madhava Puri. And in the lower left side is Kanupriya Didi. And then Shanta Maharaj. Shanta Maharaj is in India. Kanupriya is in England. And Haryananda is in Spain. So we have an international meeting here. You're now
Amazing.
you are where? In Pittsburgh and Philadelphia? Where?
Philadelphia area,
Philadelphia.
Delaware. Yep.
Okay.
In forest.
Who's in the forest? Yes.
Yes.
You are in forest or you made a background, virtual background.
No, that's just.
I do have a camping spot. Yes, I do have a tent, some shelter. But it's nice here with no wind, and
Okay.
so I hope the view
What is
isn't too
that
distracting.
dress?
It's a blanket. It looks like.
Oh, my sweatshirt. It's just a sweatshirt.
Oh,
A Minnesota sweatshirt. They know I'm a tourist this way. They know I'm lost out here. So
I heard that just now one call came from Srila Tribikram Maharaj. And I heard that Srila Janardhan Maharaj and Srila Asra Maharaj and Bhakti Bandhava Puri Maharaj, they're all coming to India, to Narsingapalli for Acharya Maharaj festival. And they're saying that they want to have a peaceful dialogue with me.
very nice. They have to surrender now. They realize they can't do anything. So the only choice left is to surrender. It was very nice, Maharaj. I hope it all works out peacefully and beautifully. Kanupriya is saying, Hari Bol. We don't hear you. We can't hear you, but we can understand what you're saying. You're muted? Is your sound muted?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Haribol. Jai.
I told to Tribikram Maharaj, if they want to come as friends, I'm their friend, no problem. If they
Yeah.
have other plans, then I don't know how they come. They have to get in us. I told them, I'm always, what you can say, happy to welcome if they want to come in that, no problem.
But
That will happen soon.
Maharaj,
Next 10 days or so.
Maharaj, I sent to little word for Jaime in WhatsApp or in the
Harinanda sent the message
Kesha Prabhu
for Jamie.
message
On.
for Jaime.
Jaime, oh, Jamie, yes.
Little.
Maharaj.
Okay, say.
So
Haryananda sent Jamie a message.
Haryananda Prabhu said, Dear Jamie, your soul is searching, and as such, we feel our teachers tell us that the path to truth is not a straight line. The path is zigzag. We are learning from each experience. You have named Jesus, who is a great soul. He always spoke of the Father. Jesus did not speak of an amorous energy that is. Jesus affirmed that there was a superior person who was his Father. That Father is Krishna, and to reach the Father directly is not possible. We must approach through his authorized agents, such as Jesus and the Vaishnava masters, who are compassionate souls. But for this, we must accept that we do not have the capacity, that we are fallen, and we must seek refuge under his teachings, asking and learning little by little, until our heart opens and accepts its refuge. That path is beautiful. It is not an emotional path. It is a path of love, surrender, discipline, and practice. If you adopt it, your life will gradually become happy, because now we are very contaminated and need to be purified through good association and sadhana. Sadhana is spiritual practice, which is assigned by your teacher. to make you happy. It is the medicine that will cure our material illness and sadness of living in this world of death. That is the importance of this beautiful path.
Jai Harinanda.
Yeah. Krishna.
Oh my
Thank you.
God. Yeah,
Thank
so,
you for that.
so sweet, huh?
Yes.
A magnificent devotee, very wonderful devotee. Harinanda, very sincere. His whole family also. Evil.
Well, thank you.
So, okay, now yeah.
All for inspiration, all is for inspiration. My spiritual master, Srila Niskamachanta Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj. I no qualification. I no good person. My work is for inspiration by my master spirit, my master spiritual master. All the glory is for my master spiritual. Only glory for they. Sorry, my bad English, bro.
No problem. It's okay.
All right. So now we want to do something called kirtan. You're a musician, and in India, this musical performances are called kirtan. Kirtan, devotional music, is called kirtan. Kirtan means one actually speaking or singing some words. Generally, the words that we speak are in either Bengali or Sanskrit, because we're singing some songs or poems that have been written by other devotees. And by participating in this kirtan, we also will inspire within our own hearts the kind of devotion that they were expressing through those songs. And generally, when we do kirtan, one person will say the words first or sing the words first, and then the others will all sing the same words, repeat the same words. First we listen and then we chant, basically. So Shravanam, Kirtanam. And like I said, that is the process of spiritual development. When we hear and chant the holy words of the sadhus, of the saints, and of the shastra, the scriptures, then we ourselves can become more and more nourished in our spiritual development. So I think Shanta Maharaj, would you like to lead the kirtan? Yeah, appropriate and very much appreciated.
For your satisfaction.
Thank you, Maharaj. So you first listen and then you can chant. Now maybe you put the mantra,
In the chat.
write the mantra in the message.
Sure.
So this way Jamie can see the words.
Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev.
Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Jai
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 Gurudev,
Gurudev,
Gurudev, Jai
Gurudev.
Gurudev.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Jai Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri
Advaita
Advaita Gadadhara
Sivasadi
Sivasadi
Gaura
Gaura
Bhakta.
Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda.
Nityananda.
Shri Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi
Srivasadi
Gaura
Gaura
Bhakta
Bhakta.
Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav Raksamam.
Ram
Ram Raghava Rakshama.
Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav Raksamam.
Ram Raghava Rakshama.
Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava Pahi Mam.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pariman.
Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava Pahi Mam.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pariman.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama
Rama Rama Rama Rama Rama Rama Rama He.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna He.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jai Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Jai Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jai Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango Jaya, Nitai Gaurango.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango Jaya, Nitai Gaurango.
Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Satchinandana, Jaya Satchinandana, Jaya Satchinandana Gaurari.
Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari.
Kali Yuga Pavana Gaurari, Patita Pavana Gaurari.
Kali Yuga Pavana Gaura Hari, Patita Pavana Gaura Hari.
Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari.
Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai
Nitai
Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Bol
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya, Srila Santa Maharaj ki,
Jai,
Jai Giri Govardhana ki,
Ki Jai,
Jai Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki, Jai
Jai,
Jai all glories of the worldwide devotees ki,
Ki Jai.
Jai Gaur Premanandi.
Hari Hari Bol.
जय विष्णुपाद भगवान से परिव्राज जगत शिला भक्ति माधव पुरी महाराज की जय.
Ki Jai.
Jayami Prabhu was meditating.
Ah. High meditation.
You are muted.
And speechless.
Mhm.
Oh yes. Well, sorry about that. I enjoyed that very much. So it looks like I'd like to spend some time with the mantra myself, and so perhaps next time I can join in.
All right, so now we're going to put something on the screen. Another prayer, some other prayers we sing during the Sangha. And you can just read from the screen. This is Sanskrit, page 38. This is a book of kirtans. Vandana means prayer, prayers. So these are prayers we say to our teachers, the gurus, the incarnations of God and his associates, incarnations of Krishna and his associates, and the source of our nourishment in spiritual life. So we can repeat these together, all what do you call spontaneously? Simultaneously. All right, I begin.
Vandeham Sri Guru
Sri
Sri
Guru
Bhakta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sahagana Ram Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutta
Sadhu
Parijana Sayam Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Shri
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 Radha
Radha Krishna
Krishna
Padmanabha Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Om Ajnanatirlandasya Janajana Shalakaya Chakshushoram Militam Yena Tasmai Se Gurave Namaha
Puja
Shri Guru
Sri
Vada Pitamaham Pavitaya Sata
Bhagavad
Sata
Purva
Bhavapraya Parampara Prachalita Jaya Purvate
Bhaktir
Nirmala
Nirmala
Nirashaya Pratam
Nitam
Sangam Sartaram Vande Tam Sri Sridacharya Varyantam Guruvavishta Sarpurvakam Guru Ganaya Shesha Shambhishekam Chinta Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Anugam Govinda Pitam Bhutvala Varatanam Bhaktamritam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurum Chadivarbhavat Indo Hi Prajapratam Devam Devyatram Sat Palakacharam Sanratam Puram Sarikavaranam Graya Vitam Putim Shishitantas Nitim Shupakilashtam Saraswatanandanam Vande Saraswati Madhika Sharanam Aisharam Shitaram
Sri
Sri
Siddhanta
Siddhanta Saraswati Devi Tito Gaudiya Prabhupada
Ato
Tato Bhaktiva Prapatagagane Gaura Sankirtanaha Mayavata Trinilingo Taragatan Uditya Jevaniman Krishna Premam Supatikana Shukam Prapatrabam Tambaje
Namo
Namo
Gurkishoraya
Gurkishoraya
Gopadamadutaye
Padmanabhamutaye
Gaurangiri
Gaurangiri Pratma Bringaye Radha
Radha
Bhavani Shevani
Vande
Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shiro Rakshak Swarupakam
Bhakti
Bhakti Sankirtana Samnajam Radha Visita Yatim Gaura Vraja Shekha Shashayam Vaishnava Graham Naganata Prabhan Vande Primatim Brinda Vaishnavam Panchakaupatarupascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktaram Satyam Namami Bhaktaram
Namo
Namo
Mahavadana
Vrinadaya Krishna Prema
Krishna
Prayayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurataše Namah Jayatam Surato Pango Mamanta Madikate Matsarvashva Pradambatu Bharata Madana Mohanu Yadrindayanya Kaupatramanta Srimad Ratnagara Shashanastu
Sri
Radha
Srila
Srila Govinda
Govinda
Devo
Shri
Sevyamanu Yushmarani Shriman Rasarasamri Vansivata Nusmane Gopi Gopinata Shriyashtuna Vrindaye Tulasite Paye Priyaye Keshava Krishna Bhakti Devi Satavatai Natva Mantrapuran Duran Bhagavatam Dasan Jagat Puran Natva Tato Jayam
Jai Sabhadra
Sarvavisha Shuru Panga Ganava Govinda Sunda Padavana Jai Shuru
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Anya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Santa Maharaja Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai. Harinanda Prabhu, Priyatama Didi Ki Jai. Priya Darshani Didi Ki Jai. Sri Bhagavati Didi Ki Jai.
Jai
Sri Anananda Didi Ki Jai. Sri Krishna
Jai
Kesava Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Kanapriya Devi Ki Jai. And Srila Bhakti Jaya Vishnupad. Srila Bhakti Niskan Santa Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai Bhakti Jani.
Jai.
Jai. There he is. Okay. Then we'll try to sing one bhajan. Bhajan is also another name for singing praise.
Siguru Charana. Maharaj.
Okay. Would you like to sing?
Sí, yes.
Page what?
55. Adelante.
Guru Charana Prabha.
54, is it?
45?
45.
No. Oh, 54, yes. 54.
Oh, you want to take something?
Huh?
Take something?
Huh?
Take something? Order a snack?
55. ¿Encontraste? Ya. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Satma
Guru Charana
Padma
Kevala Bhakti Sarma
Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Satma
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sarma
Bando Nisavadana Mate
Mando
Savadana
Jahara Prasadevai Eva Batori Jai
Jara
Prasade
Prasade
Bhai
Bhai
Jai.
Krishna Prati Hoya Hoite
Krishna Prati Hoite
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya
Guru Mukha Padama Vakya Sitete Koriya
Anakori Homane Asa
Arana Koriya Maniya Sa
Sri Guru Charane Rati Aise Yugati
Shri
Shri
Guru
Guru
Charana Rate
Ese
Esu Tamagate
Je Prasade Pure Sarvat Asa
Ye
Prasade
Prasade
Puri
Puri Sarva Asa
Je Prasade Pure Sarvat Asa
Ye Prasade
Prasade
Puri
Puri
Sarva Asa
Chakundana Dilo Jay Jamme Jamme Prabhu say
Rakshak
Akshudana Dilote Janme
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 Prabhu
Prabhu
Se
Jam Hirde Prakash
Divya
Jaya
Gyan Hide
Gyani
Prakashita
Prakashito
Premavati Jaha Hote Adina Bina Sayate
Brahma Bhakti Jahoite
Avidya
Avidya Vinasa
Vinasayate
Jate
Charito
Vedagaya
Vedike Jara
Charita
Guru
Charito
Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu
Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu
Tera Jivana
Lokena
Lokaya
Bhaktena
Karunakaya
Jivana
Jivana
Aha Prabhu Karo Doya Deho More Pada Chaya
Prabhu
Prabhu Kore
Koroya
Kore
Deya
Deha
More
More Pada
Teja
Jaya
Sagu Sutri Bhuvana
Deya
Veda Puja
Jamalaya
Sripad
Adama Leilu Sharano
Deya
Deha
Tuya Pade Leilu Sharano
Abhay
Abhadev
Saranilo
Amisharani
Avayasi Pada Padme Saranilo
Abhay
Abhayasi
Parami
Pada Padme
Saranila
Saranila
Doya Karo He
Amay Joya Guru
Patita Pavan Si Guru De Doya Karo He
Patipa
Patitavan Sri Guru
Jaya
Jaya
Guru
Karo
Patita Yene Doya Karo He
Adama
Patita
Patite
Pata
Chene
Jaya
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 Guru
Karo
De Guru De Guru De Jai Jai Guru De
Jaya Jaya Guru
Jaya
Dev Guru Dev
Gurudev,
Guru Dev Jaya
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 Guru
Jai
Dev
Gurudev,
Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev.
Jaya
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 Guru Dev
Gurudev,
Guru
Gurudev,
Dev Guru
Gurudev,
Dev
Jaya Jaya
Nitai
Gurudev.
Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga,
Nitai
Jai
Gauranga
Gauranga,
Gauranga
Nitai
Jai
Jai
Gauranga
Gauranga,
Nitai
Gauranga
Nitai Gaura
Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango,
Nitai
Gauranga,
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hare, Hare,
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare,
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hare,
Nitai
Nitai
Gauranga
Gauranga,
Gaura Hari
Hare,
Jayo Sachinandana, Jayo Sachinandana,
Jaya
Jaya
Sachinanda
Sachinandana, Jaya
Jaya
Jayo
Sachinanda
Sachinandana,
Sachinandana, Jayo Sachinandana,
Jaya Sachinanda
Sachinandana,
Jaya
Jaya
Jayo
Sachinandana,
Sachinandana, Gaura Hare.
Jaya
Jaya
Sachinanda
Sachinandana,
Gaura
Gaura Hare,
Hari
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ramo,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ramo,
Krishna,
Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Hare,
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 Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jai Jai.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
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 Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari
Hare, Hare,
Oh,
Hare, Jai. Hare Krishna. Right, thank you.
Ananda in ecstasy.
In ecstasy. No doubt. Okay. I think now, 2:20, we'll go to Prapanna Jivanamrita. I'll put that on the screen for everyone to see. the life nectar of the surrendered souls. We're reading from this book. And we're on page 137.
Maharaja, sorry.
Page 137.
No, chapter. What
Chapter
chapter?
8. How do you say?
Ocho.
Ocho.
Ocho. Ah, thank you, Maharaja.
Yeah. 8:28.
Thank you.
No. Number 27. Text 27. Jayo Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutada Santa Sripad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Dev Goswami Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Prapanna Jivanamrita ki jai.
Jai.
So Viraha Kataro Bhakta Atmanam Atyasayam Manyate. Asahaya Manyate. Gato Yamo Gat Gatayama Gatam Dinam Ha Hanta Kim Karishyami Na Pasyami Harer Mukham. This is by Shankara. A devotee afflicted in separation feels himself to be drastically helpless. 3 hours have passed. 6 hours have passed. 9 hours have passed. A whole day has passed. Alas, alas, what shall I do? I could not catch a glimpse of the lotus face of Sri Hari. Español.
Un devoto afligido por la separación se siente completamente desvalido. 3 horas, 6 horas, 9 horas han pasado. Todo un día ha pasado. ¡Ay de mí! ¡Ay de mí! ¿Qué voy a hacer? No pude tener el vislumbre de la cara de loto de Sri Hari, Shankar.
Devotee is counting the hours, counting the minutes, counting the seconds that he has not seen the Lord. Feeling separation, an intense longing, the intense desire to want to be with Krishna, to want to see Krishna, to want to serve, feel some connection with Krishna. That is there.
Shankaracharya?
Shankara, I don't know.
Shankaracharya has written many devotional compilations, except that, Saririka Bhasya
Yes.
of, because Mahaprabhu was singing his Jagannath Ashtakam. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathaka.
So this is the feeling of love and separation, devotee and the Lord. Of course, depends on the devotee, but some will not want to see even the face of Krishna. They don't desire that, only to serve Krishna. And whether Krishna wants to reveal himself or not, that is up to Krishna. His only desire is to satisfy the Lord, is to be able to love Krishna. You are, Krishna, you are independent of my will, my desires. I only desire to do what you want, to fulfill your desires. I don't wish that you fulfill my desire. So maybe this is Shankaracharya. I don't know. The desire for liberation, the desire to be with Krishna, all these things are considered desires for liberation. A surrendered soul doesn't even desire that. They only desires to serve Krishna and leave it to the hands of the Lord, what he will do. Huh? If you are happy by not being present before me, no problem. I still worship you. Mahaprabhu prayed like that. Ashli Shiva Pararatam Panashtamam Adarshanam. Adarshanam. He says, if you don't want to show yourself to me, no problem. I still worship you. But this is trying to show the feeling of separation, trying to demonstrate how devotees have this intense desire to want to have some kind of consciousness of Krishna in their whole, every waking moment, every sleeping moment, whatever, every moment. And feeling some intense separation in that desire when it is not fulfilled. When there are so many other things that take our attention away from Krishna. Maharaj, you want to say anything?
Maharaj, I was just thinking about one thing that Sridhara Maharaj told when one devotee told that they are preaching to some of the Shankaracharya's followers that Bhaja Govindam song that he has compiled, Bhaja Govindam Muramati. Then Srila Maharaj told all of a sudden, little unhappy mood, that we are not worshipping that Krishna or Shankaracharya is worshipping. He told like that. We're not worshipping that Govinda. Like that. So, I mean, maybe that song represent more, renounced kind of, mood, not the aspect that Mahaprabhu and others, presented. At the time he told like that. But Mahaprabhu also told in Chaitanya Charitamrita, other places, that it is not the fault of Shankaracharya to present that Mayavad, because that is the order of Lord to do that. It was not the mistake of Shankaracharya.
Yeah. It was also his service, huh?
Separation thing, Maharaj, I think how Sridhar Maharaj has explained here from this sloka seems to be about the face of Krishna, seems to be very high. Generally, the devotees, they are meditating on the feet of Krishna.
Not even that. Mahaprabhu said, Dasu Das Anu Das.
Yes.
I only want to serve the servants of the feet of Krishna. Servants of the servants very far removed from the feet of Krishna. The different levels of realization. Okay. Go to the next verse. 28. Govinda virahe sarva sunyatraya atyata atyannatavad dirgha dukkha kvoda rupa prema chesta. Yugahitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishayitam sunayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. From the Bhagavat, Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is the words of Mahaprabhu in the Shikshastakam, actually. Because everything appears vacant in the separation of Sri Krishna, divine love's attempt becomes prolonged sorrow and desperate shelterness. Yugaitam nimeshena means actually that 1 second seems like a yuga in separation from Krishna. Even 1 second is like a yuga. Yugaitam nimeshena. Is it right?
Maharaj, I was thinking how that separation, that the fraction of second, like looks like yuga, is Mahavishnu's one breath. It makes like Brahma's 100 years.
Yes. Yeah. Chakshusha pravasaitam. I can't see you. The whole sunyaitam jagat sarvam. The whole jagat, the whole world, look, is sunyayitam, is vacant, is like nothing. In other words, his eyes are also hankering to be with Krishna, to see Krishna, to remember Krishna. That anything else is a distraction from that, and it doesn't even see that. He can't see that. He can't focus his attention on anything in this world. He can only focus his attention on Krishna. So the whole world seems like there's nothing there. His eye can't focus on anything but Krishna. Like a person who is, what do you want to say? Person who's absent-minded. Person who's absent-minded, he's thinking of something, but he's not thinking of anything that belongs to this world. So this world doesn't practically exist for that person. Absent-minded. Govinda virahena me. Separation from Govinda.
Maharaj?
Yes.
Some music is coming. I can't hear very well. You can't hear so clearly.
Adityanandan Prabhu, Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare
Haribol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Adityananda, some music is coming. Where are you now? You're in home?
Get on play. Oh, so here I thought that was the translation, but here the translation is the next line. Says, "Oh, good Govinda, my every moment seems to be a great millennium. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain, and the whole world seems empty in the absence of you, Lord Chaitanya." Okay, so Kanupriya Didi, what did you want to say?
No, Maharaj, I was just saying about the sound, the music.
Oh,
I wasn't able to hear you clearly.
Okay.
It's that background.
Okay.
Español.
Huh?
Español.
Espanol, oh yes. I don't see you there. I forgot. Go ahead.
Puesto que todo parece vacío al estar separado de Sri Krishna, el amor divino se convierte en una prolongada aflicción y uno se siente completamente desamparado. Oh Govinda, cada momento de mi vida parece un milenio Las lágrimas fluyen de mis ojos, cual torrentes de lluvia, y en tu ausencia el mundo entero me parece vacío. El Señor Supremo, Sri Chaitanya Chandra.
God. So this is one of the symptoms of separation, huh? One of the symptoms of separation is that tears flow from the eyes. Hairs stand on end and tears coming from the eye. The ecstatic symptoms of Krishna praying. Anything, Maharaj, you want to say?
Don't know what else is very high.
Too high, huh? We can only offer our dhanavats in this verse.
Maharaj, little question. This test speak about the concept vipralambra or no?
Vipralamba, yes. Separation. These are the prayers in separation from the devotees, from the Lord. What does it say?
Vacant separation.
Surrender and humility. Srila calls this chapter Surrender and Humility. These are expressions of the humility that is invoked. The humility that a devotee feels. One who is surrendered to Krishna feels so humble, devastated, and it feels like this. He doesn't want to exploit the world. He can't even see the world. One becomes so humble. The world doesn't. You see, seeing the world is a kind of exploitation mentality already. As soon as the world is there for us, it means that we are lording over that. We want to lord over that. But when the devotee can't see the world anymore, the material world, and he's just thinking of Krishna, then he sees Krishna everywhere. The world doesn't become the material world anymore. He sees it as the manifestation of the Lord's energy, all being utilized in the service of the Lord for his satisfaction, his pleasure. That meaning can also be drawn out from this. Bhakti Vinod made one prayer like that. When will I see that my home has become a grove, one of the groves in Vrindavan? And I am your maid servant, serving you in one of the groves of Vrindavan. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. It says the same thing. Will my eyes be so anointed with love that I will see it? Achintya Swarupam, your inconceivable form. Your form which is otherwise inconceivable. I can see that by having a ointment of love in my eye, a drop of oil, a drop of love. Premanjana. Prabhu, did you read the Spanish?
In idea general, yes. Word for word, no. But general idea, yes.
Did you read it in Spanish? Have you translated?
The verse 28,
Did you read that book from the book?
28 en español.
28, ¿no?
Yeah.
Sí.
Puesto que todo parece vacío, al estar separado de Sri Krishna, el amor divino se convierte en una prolongada aflicción y uno se siente completamente desamparado. Oh Govinda, cada momento de mi vida parece un gran milenio. Las lágrimas fluyen de mis ojos, cual torrente de lluvia, y en tu ausencia, el mundo entero me parece vacío. El Señor Supremo, Sri Chaitanya Chandra.
Okay. Okay, next verse. Sri Krishnaika Vallabhasya Vallabhayas Tadviraha Anubhuta Kila Pranachesta Vyatartaya Vyar Tattaya Dehayatra Nirvahasyapi Lajakara Socha Vyavaharavat Pratiti. Sri Krishna Rupani Nishevanam Vina Vyartam me Hanyakilendriyan Yaham Vyalam Pasana Suskendana Parakanyaho Vibharmi Vatani Katam Attatrapa. Kesanchit, I think, means devotee. So when in his separation, Krishna's faithful sweetheart realizes her whole urge for living has been thwarted, even to maintain her body is felt to be a shamefully lamentable task. My dear companion, without the service of Sri Krishna's divine form, nature, and pastimes, all my senses have become senseless. Now, how will I be able to shamelessly bear the burden of these wood-like, stone-like senses? Español.
Cuando se encuentra separada de Sri Krishna, su fiel amada siente que todo su afán para vivir se ha visto frustrado y que incluso el cuidar su cuerpo es una tarea vergonzosamente lamentable. Mi querida compañera, si el servicio a la forma, las cualidades, la naturaleza y los pasatiempos divinos de Sri Krishna, todos mis sentidos se han tornado inútiles como la madera seca o la piedra. Ahora, ¿cómo seré capaz de llevar libre de vergüenza la carga de estos sentidos? Un venerable devoto.
To read these kinds of verses are painful to the heart of a devotee, I think. Because it's explaining how much attached the devotee is to association with the Supreme Lord, wanting to maintain his Krishna consciousness of Krishna at every moment, even when you're not able to have a direct vision, but somehow always wishing to maintain some kind of connection. I remember one prayer I heard when I was a young boy, and I was brought up in the Catholic religion, Catholic family. And one of the saints, they prayed to God that grant that I may love you always, and then do with me what you want. Like that. No demand on God, only to love, to remember him. And we read that also in our scripture. Devotee is willing to live in hell if he can remember Krishna there. He doesn't care, heaven or hell, wherever he may be, as long as the remembrance of the Lord is there. As long as he can remember Krishna. He feels some connection, some spiritual conception is there. This is very important. And when that is not there, he feels some pain. But when it is not intense enough, he feels some pain. But it's explaining something like that. Then next verse, text 30. Ati vipralambe jivita pranayinaya prodhanam apinijadamba matratvena pratiyate. Yasyamiti samudya yasya achanam vishramba akarnitam Gachaduram upexito or aso vyavritya pasyanapi tachunye punar agatasme bhavane pranasta eva sthitaha shakya pasyata jivita pranayini dambharaham rodimi rudrasya. His sweetheart who lives despite intensely feeling his separation, thinks that even her tears are only due to her pride. When he was about to leave, he said, I am going. I heard his words without a care. As he left from afar, he glanced back again and again, but I paid no attention. Now, upon returning to my house, which is bereft of Krishna, I am still living. All my friends, see how I cry out of pride of being the love of his life. Rudra. Interesting.
Tu amada que vive a pesar del intenso sentimiento de separación, piensa que hasta sus lágrimas se deben únicamente a su orgullo. Cuando él estaba a punto de partir, él dijo, me voy. Yo escuché sus palabras sin inmutarme mientras se marchaba. Desde lejos miraba hacia atrás una y otra vez, pero no le presté atención. Ahora, tras el hogar que se encuentra despojado de Krishna, yo continúo viviendo. Oh, amigas mías, vean cómo lloro debido al orgullo de ser el amor de su vida. Rudra.
It says, despite her tears. Despite her tears.
Yeah.
Then it's saying it's from Rudra.
Well, Rudra is saying this, but I don't understand. I don't know this pastime. Shantama is there. He doesn't, do you know this? What this is referring to?
Maharaj, we can't hear you.
Maharaj, I could not get, Maharaj, what you are saying.
I'm trying to understand where this dialogue is coming from. It says Rudra, but it sounds like he's talking about one of the gopis or one of his devotees. Anyhow.
It actually seems to be like a prayer of Radharani.
Yeah.
Because Brother, I'm not sure how it Rudra it come, but I heard one prayer like this, brother, that how much degraded I am. You know that, despite Krishna left me, I'm still surviving. That is my fallen condition.
When you know someone you're very familiar with someone, they may come and go, huh? And you don't feel so much pain. But then if they go and you come home and there's nobody there, then you feel some problem. Then you feel, they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Then you realize, oh, I was so used to you being here, but now you are not here. I'm feeling very difficult. Evil. Okay, I think we'll stop. We'll stop here. Any comments? Maharaj, any last words of wisdom?
I have none, Maharaj. I'm just, I want to inform Maharaj that we have got one chariot or small car ordered so that we can travel and preach, because this is too much hot and that the traveling in the bus becomes very difficult. So that a small vehicle ordered. So we will be traveling for preaching in that.
What is he saying? You don't have a car there in India?
He got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, he ordered it. We ordered it.
Oh, okay. That's from Paduna. I'll help you get that one.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Wonderful, wonderful. Right. Now you can do more preaching.
So we have somebody to drive. So here,
Okay.
and one surprising thing is that the person who that the agent of that company, he came to my place, and then he says that he wants to join us full time.
Haribo, Haribo. Very nice.
He says that
Right.
his wife left him. Then what is there in this world? So then he said that better I join and do something useful for devotees or society.
Amazing, huh? Krishna's plan.
That's kind of how I feel. Like I want to do something useful. But I know my battery's about to die, so if it does, I apologize. And I just want to thank everybody for letting me join in. And I look forward to some interaction here moving forward, and perhaps I can join in next week.
Yes, so you're most welcome. Keep in touch with Krishna Keshava if you have anything you want to communicate.
Yes, I understand you have some other groups perhaps that
yes,
join in some conversations. So thank you so much.
Very good.
Adityananda Prabhu asked one question.
Yes. Nityanandan?
Jai Maharaj. Question in chat.
Question in chat. What did you say?
How can I increase my faith to the Lord?
Sadhu-Sanga.
Sadhu-Sanga.
Sadhu-Sanga. By
Sadhu-Sanga.
keeping association of the devotees, your faith can be increased. Your faith can be maintained and increased by keeping company with the devotees. Keeping company with those devotees who have very strong faith, then you can also get that. And mostly important association means serving the devotees. Don't only be with the devotees, but also do something. Use your energy, use your heart, and serving and affectionate love affectionately serving the devotees and the deities of the Lord. That is our process, huh? Rupa Goswami has explained that process. He said, Ado Shraddha, first there is faith, Sadhu-Sanga, and that brings you to the Devotees Association, Sadhu-Sanga. Then comes from, then the next thing is to engage in bhajana kriya, activities of devotion. And then from there you become fixed, nishta. And from there you develop ruchi, taste. And from there, shakti. You can't be without them. Separation will, feelings, pangs of separation will come. So we follow that process. Sangha, bhajana kriya means activities. Don't only sit there like a mosquito on the devotees, a fly, but we have to do something also in the relation. Bhajana, worshipful activities, spiritual activities. And then nishta will come. Then all these anartha nivritti, then all these things that are taking us away from spiritual life, they will be removed. They will dissolve. Anartha nivritti. We have so many things that we are attracted to in this world. But by this process of a sangha and bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti will come. And then nishta. So that is a process. Rupa Goswami. Can you do that?
Maybe Haryananda should translate.
Huh?
Maybe Haryananda can translate for Adi.
Oh, you want to translate?
Yes, Maharaja, general idea.
Okay.
Only my
you know everything.
Prabhu, el Maharaja está diciendo que para incrementar tu fe, lo principal es Sadhu-Sanga, porque a través del Sadhu-Sanga, todos unidos, nuestra fe se hace mucho más fuerte. Y que ese es nuestro camino, asociarnos, servir a los devotos, también el Kirtan, Harivayana, a través del proceso del canto, pero sobre todo la asociación. Y tampoco, por lo que le entendí, no podemos estar como un mosquito que se separa un sitio y chupa sangre y ya. No, esa no es nuestra mentalidad. Nuestra mentalidad debe ser movernos, servir, fluir y estar constantemente en asociación. Sin Sadhu-Sanga, sin asociación, estamos perdidos. La asociación o Sadhu-Sanga es lo más importante. Y a través de no solamente la asociación, sino una sana asociación, una buena asociación, y junto a la asociación, la práctica constante de nuestro sadhana espiritual y todo lo que nuestros gurús nos van instruyendo. Por lo tanto, para resumirte un poco, la idea general que capté también, él dice que tenemos que seguir no a nuestra mente, sino la instrucción del gurú, nuestra mente no, la instrucción del gurú y Sadhu-Sanga y vaya.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, anything else?
Maharaj, we have booked the tickets for devotees on 23 of June. We are going to Puri, and 1st of July we are returning. 2nd of July. 1st of July is Rath Yatra.
Okay.
Hopefully, if the corona of China again does not come back.
We heard
that it's too much infection in China.
So, yes.
So I'm not sure what it will turn out to be.
Yes. And now let's see. I don't know what's.
Sripad Paramans Parivaja Srila Bhakti
Jai Srila Santa Maharaja ki jai. Jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Go.